Apologize, you guys. I want to start over. I didn't have my took the mute off. So if you guys can hear me now, like I was saying, I just want to say thank you guys for showing up here this evening for this live. It's one of those last minute things. I just want to tell people thank you so much for what you have done. Also, Kaylee, like I was saying, thank you so much for having those wonderful words that you had to say to me in the comments, even before I even got started with this live. You had those wonderful things to say, and that really touched my heart. It really blessed me. Like I told you guys before, those words helps with the morale. You know what I'm saying? And I know Puff Muffin, thanks so much for being here. Also, Battle. When I say battle, for those who've been in the military, understand that from one person to another who has been who's joined the armed forces to fight for this country. We call ourselves battle buddies. And I want to tell you, thank you so much again. You know the sentiment of not leaving a fallen comrade. My son, of course, a father, parent, male or female, mother or father, would not leave their child behind. So I'm doing everything I can, humanistically possible. I'm a one man show, you guys, a one man show, doing everything that I can to fight for my son. Of course, I have a team, the A team, that's been working hard and diligently in the background, you guys, on other efforts to make sure that Daniel's been found, as well as not just Daniel, but also to help with other missing person cases and things like that. So, just really appreciate everybody who's been supporting. So tonight, I really, really want to tell you guys from the bottom of my heart. I think the best way to do that is what I'm doing now. You guys see my face and just really know from the bottom of my heart the best way I can say it, the best way I can express that from the bottom of my heart. Thank you guys who have been donating and got me to the level where I need to start this next venture that I have to advocate for missing person cases and also fight for my son, to give me another avenue and another plane and another what I like to say from a military standpoint, for another battlefield to fight for my son. So I truly appreciate you guys who have entrusted me and really believe everything that I'm saying and trying to do from the best of my abilities. Like I said, it's a one man show. I could make some mistakes. I could have done this and done that. I hear people say a lot of things, but you know what? I'm doing the best I can from a guy, a person who have a missing loved one. A lot of people will understand that who have a missing loved one. You don't know who to turn to, what to do next. And then I've been moving by God, you guys. I've been walking by faith and not by sight, and those things has helped me. So again, you guys, I just say it from the bottom of my heart. I want you to hear from me directly. I will say thank you guys for donating. Get me to this point. I really appreciate it. I mean, it is really is a very it's blessed me so much, you guys, to see how much love is out here in this country, how much love is out there in this grassroots movement. Like I said, I started this grassroots movement, you guys, ever since 2021. It has been growing, and you guys, like I said, have been supporting, and it gives me the playing field to be able to fight, you guys, and I really appreciate it. Some people say, "Hey, look, where's Daniel? He's still not found." It's many people not found, but we found all the answers, guys, that we have so far, based on what you guys have been doing. You guys have been supporting. Like I said, we'd have never heard about the red transfer on my son's car, Jeep. We never heard about the 46 initial cycles. We didn't get none of this from law enforcement, you guys. This came from my efforts to fight for my son. I hired a private investigator as well as investigating. So that's what I'll be talking about tonight, you guys. And also, I wanted to express about the crisis that we have in this country, something that we definitely had to fight for, you guys. We cannot allow this crisis to go on without it being heard, without it being the voice being amplified out there to help these missing loved ones, because we are Americans, you guys. But first and before anything, we all are Americans. We are people here in this country. We have technology. We're the greatest country in this world, and yet we are falling behind when it comes to missing persons. We had a higher missing person case rates, and that's unacceptable, especially in 2024 with all this technology that we have. We can find other people. I've been saying this many times. Fighting in Afghanistan, fighting for this country, we was able to go to Pakistan and find Osama bin Laden, but this technology that we use to find Osama bin Laden had been afforded to my son, Daniel Robinson, for instance, and he remains missing. So I don't think I have right, guys, is you guys backing me. I have the push that I've been doing for the last 2 years, and I'll continue to do so. But I can tell you with that, I'm getting a lot of efforts going forward. You guys can't see everything that happened in the background, but I can tell you a lot of great things happen. And I will, you guys, be sharing something with you guys this week. And I said I owe it all to you guys. I owe it all to you. And you guys, I know you will support. I really believe that from the bottom of my heart, because you have been supporting. And I will be announcing something this week here, you guys, before about the end of the week. I know you guys, will have my back with that. And I really need your support, you guys, because this is what I'm trying to do. It's the next level of fighting for my son, and as well as for other missing person cases. I cannot be human if I didn't do what I can as a human being that God afforded me to put me in this position. Sometimes bad things happen, you guys, but you don't know why and what causes you to get in a certain position in your life, a certain place in your life. And you just have to answer that call, just like I did when I joined the military, you guys. I was a truck driver making over 100-some thousand a year, and I decided to drop all of that to join the military and fight for this country, you guys. And so sometimes when God tell you to move and act, you have to get out there and move and act. You get what I'm saying? So despite of the tragedies that happened, like in 9/11, we had a lot of Americans like myself decided to put your life at risk for the country to defend what we enjoy the most, you guys. I fought for you. I fought for I like to say it sound fictitious and sound kind of crazy, but I fought for the drug dealers and this and that. Everybody who in this country, and no matter what you do or what you are, we out there fighting for this country, the way of our life here in this country, protecting our freedoms and our Constitution. So, of course, again, you guys, I'm definitely doing the same thing when it terms of fighting for my son, but also fighting for those who are missing. So, again, you guys, definitely need your support. But that's what I'm talking about tonight. And I want to say, like I say again, for those who joining in, if you guys can look back at what I'm just saying, but definitely I'm here tonight to say thank you. God bless you for those donations. I mean, it really blessed my heart, you guys. You guys don't even know. It blessed my heart to know that I still have people that's really supporting in my efforts of things that I'm trying to do. And I hope that what I'm doing now will actually help. And I know it will. You guys, I really have that faith and that hope, and know that those things will help. And so you guys, thank you so much again. I'll see you guys on the other side. So thank you so much. When the lights and camera turn off, I will be here. When the interest and conversation fade, I will be here. When there's no one around, a father will do anything it takes to be there for his son, to protect his family. without these special people behind me, I wouldn't have a search. Because of the way seatbelt lock, so we know Hello, everybody. Again, David Robinson here. Just wanted to say again to reiterate what I started with is thank you guys again so much for those who just joined in. Thank you so much for those donations. Thank you so much for your love. Thank you for supporting. I'm very humbled, you guys, by everything you guys have been doing since 2021. My fight, those who showed up out there in the searches in those 118-degree weather. When I was on a rescue mission for my son, you guys have been out there fighting, utilizing your own resources, your gas, your money, your time, and energy for a stranger, a person that you guys didn't know, a geologist that stuck out there and went out there in the desert and went missing. You guys, and you guys have been out there with me on the ground in real time fighting. You guys, and I truly appreciate those who been supporting as well outside of the desert. You guys have been supporting, whether it's sharing Daniel's story, those, especially the content creators all across the board, those who have been supporting, giving me an opportunity to get Daniel's story out in social media realm. All the news media that's been helping as well. I mean, it took a fight, you guys. It took me 3 months to get Daniel's story out into the national sphere, but you know what? It was a fight, and you guys have been by my side. You guys have been donating. I had first donation, you guys, where you guys had supplied my searches with all the equipment that we need to keep the volunteers safe. Continue to fight, and as well as get equipment for my investigator to investigate and get those answers that we're looking for, the ones that we have right now, you guys. So also, you guys have been helping with the flyer distribution that I started first, the city search, and also the flyer distribution. And that's continuing. That's continuing to go on right now, you guys, because of everything you guys have been doing. Like I said again, you guys at the front. I'm a one-man show. When I say one-man show, I do have a team that helping. I had a team out there in the desert as well that has been helping, and I really truly appreciate all the hard work they have done, and the ones that still continue to do so. At the same time, you guys, like I said, this is a grassroots movement. Not a big professional organization or some big a multi-million dollar organization, but it is a family organization, you guys. And as I say, each one of you guys are like family to me. I like to call you guys my extended family. Those who have been following for a long time know that's what my sentiment is. You guys are my family. Family are those who support, have your back through thick and thin, and you guys have been doing that. So again, starting off, you guys, I will be announcing some things this week, you guys. And I really appreciate your help and love support. But I also want to make sure that we still continue on talking about my son's case and making sure that we're doing everything we can to fight for my son. Because you guys know, you already know, if you've been watching for 2 years, I would not stop. I'm a father. I think a lot of you guys who's out here listening to me now will feel the same way and know you feel the same way I am. When we come to your children, man, we're gonna do what we got to do. We got to fight for our children. We have to. A mother would too, you guys. We already know how mothers are. Mothers are strong, and they will fight for their children. But men, we do the same thing as well. We love our children just as much. So, guys, I just want to say again, let's not forget those who are out there. Let's not forget my son Daniel. Just because you guys, some people ask me, hey man, you haven't found your son yet. No, I have not. I have been stuck, you guys, for months now. You guys already know what I have been trying to do with law enforcement. Law enforcement has got to a point where they feel justified to say, hey, I'm done with Daniel's case. We did some few searches and we did the best we can. We did a lot of stuff that they say to themselves when there are still lingering forensics that need to be done. that would give us the total answers who was in the vehicle. You guys already know the vehicle, for example. All the airbags are deployed. If you guys know about your vehicle that you're driving right now, anything in the 2017 Ram, those vehicles, airbags on the passenger side would not deploy unless somebody's sitting there. So we need to find out who that person was, for instance. We need to find the red transfer paint. We need to find out the clothing that was on the ground that said it belongs to Daniel, that the family we do not identify, even the sister that I almost see him almost every day. And we need to just get certain things done, you guys, to make sure that everything that law enforcement is banking on as actually true, you guys. So what I have, because it's definitely differential for my own investigation. You guys know I started my investigation soon as I hit Arizona. I was there investigating. I talked to Ken, the last person to see my son. I have notes that I wrote down that law enforcement refusing to take. You guys will never hear that in the testimony. I have also eyewitness, which is myself, of some men driving out of Daniel's apartment complex with a vehicle just like his, and they didn't take that. Also, the information I found about Daniel's apartment from my investigators is evidence of somebody looking for something, you guys, and somehow law enforcement is excusing and looking over that, you guys. And I had also the Tempe Police Department to actually do the forensics on all of the electronics, even the cell phone that law enforcement, Buckeye, Arizona, had done. And those things are contradictory to what Buckeye Police Department has came up with. You guys, for instance, they say they found some email, some text message that matched the young lady. Tempe didn't find that in that phone. So the thing is, like I'm saying, for instance, also the fact that Tempe Police Department also found evidence of someone fouling around in his apartment looking through his computer after Daniel went missing. So again, you guys, so we got to look at those evidence and look at things and get things in full context. And I'm really applauding that law enforcement do their job. And that's what I'm going. You know, sometimes they think they say, look, what we say goes, and that's it. And what I'm doing on the next level, you guys, will push that to the next envelope. That's why I'm saying I'm really grateful you guys have been supporting from day one to get us to this point. So again, I just want to put this up on the screen here, and we can talk about this as one of the things that definitely is important to me. The mail-in protest, you guys, you go to pleasehelpfinddaniel.com. It's something I've been doing since last year. Many of you have been doing these letters, and you guys, I'm telling you guys, I have in the background, little do you guys know, there's some movement because of this mail-in protest. I have, of course, Chief Hall retired out of the Buckeye Police Department last year, and you know, we're coming up to January of this year. He had a replacement, which is Chief Sanders now, who was also his assistant chief last year. But you know, so like I said, you know, guys, you guys have been sending this thing in every week. That have made some movement. I'm gonna tell you the reason why I'm gonna bring it to context. But then we had Sheriff Pinzon retired out at the same time. It's ironically they both retired around the same time, got out of that department. He didn't even finish his whole term, which has come up re-election would be in November. He got out of there, Sheriff Pinzon. So I can't give you the full reasons why. I don't know those things, but it's kind of ironic to me. But we have these pressures put in that department, and they coming after me. They asking me for a meeting originally. Of course, I have some old movements, that information I got in the background as well, that they are circling around trying to have these meetings about Daniel Robinson and what they can do. And but I had to make sure they include me. So that's one of the things I ask you guys, to make sure that I'm back in Arizona to be a part of these meetings and a part of these things. So these things coming up in the first part of April, and you know, I was hoping, I'm pushing for this month, but it's going to be the first part of April. But what we're doing, guys, in mail-in protests is very important. I got to continue to do that because it leads on to what I'm trying to do next in Arizona as well. And that's outside of what I had to announce. But next, I also want to be in Arizona to do this the sit-in. I'm about to sit in to the sheriff office of Sheriff Skinner and get these things done, get these forensics done. They have a facility that is designed to do forensics at a rapid rate. They have a rapid. This is from tax dollars, from Daniel's tax dollars money, and everybody in Arizona utilizing their tax dollars to pay for this facility, and they are not utilizing when it needs to be used, when it's very important. And so this mail-in protest will be a part of what I'm doing to keep them minded on Daniel Robinson. That's what I'm saying, you guys. They're making these meetings based on these letters you guys have been sending and the pressures that's been put into on them. and they still talking about Daniel Robinson. Here it is in 2024, and they cannot forget. And so it is working, you guys. Like I said, the mail-in protest is designed to keep law enforcement active on Daniel's case. It will not become a cold case, especially when those things are not being resolved that I've been pushing. What we want change in jurisdiction. Of course, I want my son's case out of the Buckeye Police Department. They have damaged, you guys, and I can say it over again, they have damaged Daniel case tremendously. You guys, they messed up the chain of custody. I have all of those forensics things, and they try to ask me for it. They should have processed things from day one. They should have taken Daniel's case seriously if they really meant what they was doing, but they've tried to find a way to reverse that and make it somebody else's fault for their own actions. You guys, I do not trust the way they handle my son's case, and I do not trust some of the things I know factually. You guys that will ask questions about the whole department, and especially the former chief Hall that was there. Also, guys, the change of jurisdiction. I need a criminal investigation. We have to this date not called Daniel Robinson case a criminal investigation. When in fact, you guys, if you have seen a vehicle in the form of my son being 3 miles away from a last sighting and lying down in the ravine with everybody, the person's clothes laying on out 3 feet away from the vehicle, the red transfer paint, you name it, all the stuff you guys seen in the middle of the desert, in the remote area, the part of the desert. And if it was a police cruiser, we already know it would have been called a criminal case just by sight, you guys, without any other evidence, you guys. So but with the evidence that my investigator found of the vehicle being staged to that location, the fact that the rancher who found it being in that same exact location 2 days prior and said it wasn't there is indeed foul play, you guys. And we want to make sure they do what they're supposed to do. So that's what warrants me to say, hey, the Buckeye Police Department don't deserve, or I don't trust them handling my son's case. So again, the FBI involvement, you guys, I've been pushing for that. The first time I pushed for that to Chief Hall at the time, he came back to me and said he was going to have a case briefing. My attorney at the time immediately sent a letter, the same as that day, it wasn't a day later or anything, same as that day, said, hey, Mr. Robinson need to be a part of this. If your guys don't want me to be in, because she's an attorney, but Mr. Robinson need to be there. He ignored that response, didn't respond at all, but waited a few days, and they responded back to me and said, you, Mr. Robinson, the FBI is not coming to the case because you, Mr. Robinson, are doing such a great job on your own. They say they don't need to come in. That was the first disappointment to my family and myself, that we could not get the FBI into my son's case, despite the fact that is this discrepancy that Daniel's vehicle is on federal land, which is BLM land, Bureau of Land Management, or on private land, which you guys, either way you look at it, you can walk about 500 feet or less to the west, and you'll be on federal land, right? So it didn't matter. We don't know what happened and how Daniel's vehicle crossed over federal land just by a few paces to the west, you guys. So again, that was a very disappointment. And then also the fact that they say they want to do it a second time. I did talk to, went to the field office, and there was a mess, you guys. I haven't seen so much hate from that agent towards myself and Mr. Farmer at the time. We went to go talk to them about Daniel's case. But justice for Daniel, you guys. I'm continuing to fight for my son, and it's going to happen, you guys. I am not giving up. I would not allow law enforcement to treat my son case less than they would if it was one of their own, one of their blues, you guys. I will not let it happen. It's not going to happen. I'm going to do everything I can. I'm going to come from different angles. I would be like their shadow. They was like, man, I can't get rid of Mr. Robinson. No, you cannot. And to justice and service to my son's case. How you can help, you guys, you need to download those PDFs that I have there. I call them picket signs. You know, you can put them in there, send these letters out to these departments. Download and print the PDFs. It's a form of donation, you guys. You guys have been donating, like I said, in all many fashions and ways. I really, truly appreciate that, because I know it costs money. I know how much it costs to print these right here. These boxes of flyers, I know how much it is to send flyers out and things like that. So you guys, when you print those PDFs, like I said again, from the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate that, because that is a form of donation. You're utilizing your paper, you use like ink and etc. So I do recognize that. So I'm asking a lot. Um, Sign your letters, you guys. Only if you want to return. That's when I was having these letters, but I don't have the letters anymore. Asking for like FOIA requests and things like that. But the goal is to get these mail in bulks, you guys. I would like to, if I had my way, to have churches involved, community involved, writing these, sending these, printing out these picket signs, you guys, and send them. So a lot of people ask me, say, hey, Mr. Rob, how can I support from where I'm at in another city, another state? There you go, right here, you guys. The mail-in protest is where you can do that, because those mail-in protests are picket signs. The same ones I will be, like I said, when I have that sit-in, if the Sheriff Skinner don't want to work out with me, and the new Chief Sanders as well, I will be in the department next month, you guys. I will be doing a sit-in at the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office with hundreds of people out there that have been supporting, as well as having the physical protest at the Buckeye Police Department until Daniel Case is moving and being treated properly as if it was one of their own. The mail-in protest is weekly, you guys. And the mail-in window is Monday through Thursday, but you guys can send them in when you want to. I say Monday, Thursday. I try to give them in a way where all of them kind of come in at the same time. But I'm saying tonight, you guys, please do it if you can, anytime you can. I don't care if it's one, two, three, many. You guys send as many as you can. I truly would appreciate that. And of course, encourage others to do so. Again, thank you guys. I truly appreciate it. I would not forget your labor of love on that behalf. Also, you guys, flyers. Flyers again, you guys. I'm still, like I just showed you guys right here. I have the flyers. You receive these boxes like here, you guys, and all you have to do is go to Please Help Find Daniel at yahoo.com, and you can request these flyers, you guys, and I will have them sent out to you. I sent many out, and those who are still waiting on flyers, I apologize. Again, I'm a one-man show. I'm trying to get them out as fast as I can. I have a lot more things I do at times, and sometimes emails get buried on the others, and I've been trying my best to catch up. So I will catch up with it, and you will get those flyers, you guys. I promise you that. I will keep pushing it and make sure you guys receive those flyers, and for those who have not received theirs yet, but I will get them out there. I really appreciate your quest for those flyers. And if you guys, again, another form of donation as well is to go to pleasehelpfinddaniel.com, and you can request, or you can print those flyers out. That is very helpful as well. So that's another form of donation. Again, like I said, you guys, keep saying it over and over again. I truly appreciate it. You go to pleasehelpfinddaniel.com, and it's right here, you guys, on the screen. You will see up the top screen of the screen here, you have signed the petition. That's very important, you guys, as well. The petition, you guys, had took me a long way. Every time I go somewhere, when I talk to officials, the first thing I say, I have hundreds of thousands of people that are supporting me. And you guys, I'm saying I have the backing of many of you and all of you guys. And that when you put your voice to that petition, I always like to say sign it necessarily. I like to say put your voice to it, because it's actually your voice amplified if you do it multiple times. You have multiple email addresses, but it's your voices to what I'm doing, you guys. And I really, truly appreciate that. Also, you guys, you have the volunteer in other ways tab. Now that is very important when it comes to in terms of some other efforts. Like I'm saying, the things I'm going to announce, for instance, for one of those things, you may have certain skill sets that can help me further my efforts to help find Daniel, as well as to help others, their family members as well. Because like I said, you guys, I have to do both. And again, guys, print the flyer. This is what I was talking about. You guys hit that print, and you see the PDF that comes up. You guys can print those out. It's a form of donation. Like again, I say I truly appreciate those who do that, because it's costly. And trust me, I know, and I'm going to keep saying I know, because it is very costly to print. And so I say I don't take that for granted, you guys. For those who decide to not request the flyers, but say, hey, you know what, I'm going to print them myself. I truly appreciate you doing that, because I know how much it costs to spend money on ink and things like that and get prints. Again, mail-in protest, you guys. For those who want to join in on the mail-in protest, you come down on the first page. Everything on the front page, you guys. This the way the PDFs look. This is a sample of what they look, but you have the 5 here, you guys, and this is the same ones you see up here. But the 5, you guys, you download those and print those out, and we'll be sending them out to these addresses here. The Buckeye Police Department, Chief Sanders, you guys, is the address there. Addressed to Chief Sanders, directly to him. You would not let them forget about Daniel Case, not let them forget the fact that I want my son Case moved to the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office, a DPS, Department of Public Safety. You guys, Maricopa County Sheriff's Office as well. Sadly to say, Sheriff Skinner, he inherited what Sheriff Penzone left behind. You guys, he left my son Case behind. Did not do all the things that he promised to me that he would do. He was working with me with the Tempe Police Department to try to get Daniel case moved, and that's what he said by mouth. But those efforts didn't happen. He was more concerned of helping the Buckeye Police Department look good with operation they did when they had my team go sit in what they call as a situation room while they were searching out there. But then once they finished the search, they let Buckeye say, "Hey, we did the search to the public." I saw Buckeye put it on their page. "Oh, we did the search, and this big thing is a big operation by the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office, not the Buckeye Police Department, that we was a part of. But it was designed to give the Buckeye Police Department some accreditation to something that was a falsehood, right? So you guys, there's a lot of that, you guys, and I'm not here tonight to do all of that, because there's a lot I can say. But I can tell you guys, I really need you, if you can, to send in these PDFs, picket signs to these departments, and this the address, I guess. You guys right here, Chief Robert Sanders again, 21699 West Yuma Road. It's in Buckeye, Arizona. And also the Maricopa Sheriff's Office, Sheriff Russ Skinner, right here at 550 West Jackson Street in Phoenix, Arizona, you guys. I need thousands and thousands of these letters going out every week if I can. You guys can. So every one of you pitch in a little bit here and there. I'm sure if those thousands will be in numbers. So I really need them never ever forget that Mr. Robinson out here fighting for a son. And Daniel case is far from a cold case, you guys, and we're going to continue to fight for Daniel Robinson. That's what the grassroots movement is all about, you guys. And I'm not going to stop until we get justice in my son's case, and not just justice in Daniel's case, but definitely justice in all cases of the missing. So, you guys, again, this week, for those who just joining in, I will be announcing some big stuff this week, and I really need your support on that. And I give you guys all the love too, you guys. I'm telling you, your donation help towards my movement to going to the next level of things that I'm trying to do. So I'm really appreciate that, guys. I don't know how to express that enough. I wish I could see each and every one of your faces. Like I said at the beginning, I would love to be able to give you a handshake and a hug and tell you how much I really appreciate each and every last one of you in this grassroots movement. So thank you so much, you guys. I truly appreciate each and every last one of you. I want to share something else on the screen that I've been looking at earlier today when it comes to missing person cases. And this right here, you guys, is world population review.com. And what it shows is what's happening here since the September of last year, but coming more so into 2024, you guys, the outstanding cases. Like for instance, right here in South Carolina, you guys, in South Carolina, we have 270 people missing already. Only this year, you guys, starting off this year in a strong way of people becoming missing. And I'm just showing you guys how this is a crisis, you guys. And we don't hear about it. We don't hear politicians. We don't hear nobody talking about crisis that's happening in the country. We hear them arguing and bickering about who's going to be a president and so on and so on, and all this crazy stuff that's going on, and these policies and things they want to implement. This crazy stuff, the craziness going on, you guys. And here it is. We have Americans, true Americans, people that have been fighting for in this country. Also some of you guys who are veterans, you know what I'm talking about. We risk our life for the country, and we want to make sure that everybody's safe. We got Puffman, who's in the chats. Also, Puff Muffin, who was in the chats, also a veteran. Knows we was out there fighting. There was no political parties when you fight. There's no color barriers. It's all Americans, and we are American people that's out here missing, and yet we are talking about other things, crazy stuff. And here it is, Americans missing, but we'll go over some other country, like I said earlier, and find someone else when we want to find them with the technology that they have, but they don't want to utilize the same technology for American citizens. So that's a problem for me. When I see things like that, it's a problem for me. But look at California, guys, already 3,362 people open cases of missing. Now, 3,890 of it resolved, right? But you got to look at on the end, you got to look at the back end of this right here, guys. You got 2,847 unidentified people and 2,561 unclaimed people that still remain missing. Those numbers go down with California being the highest, coming down to Texas, and then Florida, Alaska, New York. And then I wanted to kind of stop in Arizona because that's where my son Daniel went missing. And you got 1,352 resolved cases, but you have 92 remain. I'm saying, you guys, those numbers are really, and then we have, look here, 2,054 unidentified persons. Those numbers are only going up every year, you guys. I know some parts you can look at it and say, hey, the numbers had declines since the 70s of missing persons per year. But this number that we still have is a pandemic, you guys. I like to call out for lack of words, but it's a crisis, the word I really want to use. And it need to be treated that way. We need to be treated that way. It need to be seen that way by many. So that's again, you guys. I say, you know what? Let's share these loved ones' story. You guys have been sharing Daniel's story. That's the only reason why you guys, a lot of you, have been hearing about Daniel's story. Of course, I've been fighting. I've been pushing. It took me 3 months to work on it, but I have you guys had my back while fighting. So those things would not have happened without people like you. So thank you so much for the bottom of my heart. But definitely share these stories. Families are relying on you. They need a voice. There's voiceless people out there right now as I speak. Right now, we're speaking today. Is some family right now going through this crisis. They don't know how to approach law enforcement. They don't know what to say to law enforcement. They don't know something that law enforcement should be doing. They know that they don't have to wait 24 hours. They don't know don't have to wait 12 hours like they asked me before you can report, for instance. They don't know these things, and the only thing that does for the family is put them through a turmoil, you guys. And when they know for a fact they did their due diligence and they know their loved one is missing, you guys. So again, you guys, definitely want to ask you and implore you, please, to share as many stories you can. I want to go in the chats really quick because I'm about to jump off here, guys. But I want to go in the chat and really say thank you again, Kylie and many others for joining. Let me put one of your other comments. I'll put your first comment up, and I really appreciate you when I first came on. Like I said, you came on before I even and getting set up. I seen some of your messages. So I want to say thank you so much. Yes, there's gonna be some good news, you guys, and I want to share that with you guys this week. And I'm truly blessed by you guys. Like I said again, when God asks you to do something and He give you a reason and give you the strength and give you the cause to do so, you need to act. You guys, again, for those who join in, that's the same way I joined the military. I'm driving trucks, I'm owning my own trucks, and decided to give that up to join the military to fight for this country after 9/11. When something bad happened to this country, Americans did not run. We hopped into action, you guys. Regular citizens like myself hopped into action to try to fight for country, put our own life at risk to protect our way of life, our Constitution and everything. So again, you guys, definitely want to say thank you for all the veterans and everybody, my battle buddies, and those who out there fighting for this country. And also, thank you so much, Kelly, for that. Your comments, I truly appreciate you. Also, you guys, I have let's see, I have another puff muffin. I keep saying that wrong. Thank you so much as well. Thank you for being a veteran yourself, fighting for this country, and I truly appreciate you for your love as well. Those who all came into comments, and those who are on Instagram, I wish I could put you on the screen. I think I really don't have a way of doing that, but I'm really happy that you guys are joining in. And I think okay, somebody said no sound. Okay, that must be earlier. Let me see here. That you guys are joining in and being a part of everything I'm doing here. So thanks so much. Even on the Instagram side, they gave us a platform to be able to include those who are on Instagram. Okay, I'm trying to pull one more person up here, and I'm starting to get a little draw. Oh, let's see. There we go. The Edit Twins, thank you so much for being here as well. And then let's say, you guys, if you're on Instagram, I apologize. I wish I could throw you on the screen. But if you're on YouTube, Facebook, and I think YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, I can see you on my chats. Rob Dunham, thanks so much. I really appreciate it. And that's so early, you guys. I forgot to take the mute button off. I often do that. So, and I was just talking, my mouth just be moving. But I want to say thank you so much for being here. Also, thank you, Kaylee. Thank you so much for the super chat. That's really appreciate. I really appreciate that again for your support and your love. I really appreciate it. Like I told you guys has really touched my heart with the love you guys for a stranger, a person that you don't know. I truly appreciate that. You treating us like your own. God bless you. Yes, yes. And I really appreciate you so much. God bless you. Also, I say IHPJ. Thanks so much for being here. Also, thank you, Jen, for being here. Good evening to you as well. I also want to say Terry Dean, thanks so much for being here as well. Thank you, Alyssa. Thanks so much for being here as well. I truly appreciate you. And let me see here. Oh yeah, one thing here, you guys. I want to say to Puff Muffin. So we need a black box report. Yeah, we do have that. If we have that, I believe that we're concerned confirm inconsistencies we found that report reported by LE. Well, we do have the box report. The Buckeye Police Department did not read that report. That black box data that came from my investigator. Like I say, you guys, everything we know about Daniel Case, you guys, when you heard the information, rather those information, it came from my investigator. When I say my investigator, I take the credit for it because I hired my investigator and as well as things I have doing as well. But it didn't come from law enforcement. It did not come from law enforcement at all. They did not contribute anything when it comes to finding these information off the black box data. You guys, only thing the Buckeye Police Department have done when it comes in terms of the black box data is try to rebut what my investigator found. You guys, again, can you imagine a law enforcement agency instead of embracing the facts that was found on the case, the facts that was found in the black box data, the facts that was found on the ground of the crime scene, and they waited a whole month to analyze what the investigator said, and then went to go hire a private investigator of their own. When you ever heard of a law enforcement agency hiring a private investigator? They did hired a private investigator to come in just to rebut what my investigator found. And the reason why I say my opinion that he just came there just to rebut it, being that with his name of supposed to be some esteemed ethnic reconstructionist, which my investigator is an ethnic reconstructionist. Um, he came in without physical evidence, you guys. He came in making an opinion about my son's the accident, the crime scene, based on pictures. Can you imagine an investigator going out and just handing it with pictures, third party pictures, and then say make a whole explanation of a crime scene based on pictures without looking at physical evidence? They have not one time came to me and asked me for that vehicle back so they can examine that vehicle. Not one time this investigator did. He never saw Daniel's vehicle, touched it, tasted it, like I say, smell it, nothing to it, but made a full report, a bogus, in my opinion, report about that's just credited to what Buckeye been wanting to claim for day one. Buckeye been saying from day one they wanted the Daniels vehicle to be for 30 days, for instance, and that was based on a hard hat with bogus water on it. And I say that, you guys, I get a little uptight about that because of the nature of that. You guys who've been following the case know that it was bogus. I even did test myself to examine the possibility of that happening, and it didn't. First of all, it was not that much rain. You haven't seen in a lot of as much rain in the desert. I get it. They get the rainy seasons, and I get that part. And that was just at the beginning when the rainy season was getting ready to come in, and during that time it wasn't that significant rain. I have some evidence and reasons why. And also there was a business card inside that so-called rainwater inside a hard hat inside a vehicle, sheltered vehicle, and that car did not fall apart. Many tests I did with business cards. So you guys, again, it's a lot of science behind it. So you guys who've been following the story, there's a lot of science behind it that would warrant, like you said, Puff Muffin, that their story just don't add up. There's a lot of inconsistencies because people that look at Daniel Case says it all the time is true. Everything just don't add up. It won't add up when you have a law enforcement agency determined to make sure it don't add up, you guys. So that's what I take it as. So long story, that's how things are. Thank you so much, Sam Hunt. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. We need a break in Dane's case. Yes, we would get that. I promise you guys, I'm gonna do everything I can to make sure that happen. And I know you guys, like I said again, been having my back. It's been 2 years. Yes, it have been. But you guys have been having my back, and you guys have not given up, and I'm not giving up. And that's one thing we cannot do, and I really appreciate it. Rob, again, thanks so much. I really appreciate it. And I will. Thank you, Jen, for being here. Let's see. I think that's absolutely right. I can't imagine what Dane's family. Oh yes, thanks so much. I really appreciate that, Jen. Sam Hurt, thanks so much for being here. Let's see who else I got here. Yeah, I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much, everybody. Tara Dean for constantly being here. I truly appreciate it. So many of us keep our eyes out for your handsome son wherever we go. Hope springs eternal. Yes, it does. And you know what? God gives us hope to make us not ashamed. I have faith, you guys. Faith is is a powerful tool, you guys. So it's an action thing, and I truly appreciate that. Ali, thank you so much for being here as well. Hello, I just wanted to thank you all for all your services. You are amazing souls. Thank you so much, and thank you so much to everybody too. We will be here forever. I will always hold you and Daniel close in my heart. God bless you all, all my love and prayers. Thanks so much, Ali. I truly appreciate it. Thank you so much for your love. God bless you too. God bless. Thank you so much. And let's see who else I have here, you guys. Again, thank you guys for those who are on the Instagram side. I wish I could put you up there on the screen, and so you can see some of your comments as well. But I can see you here, you guys. You up on the screen that's a little higher than me. So when you see me, guys, I look up like that, I can see you guys. So I really appreciate it. Also, thank you, unsupervised maniacs. Thanks so much for being here. I truly appreciate you too. And I have Miss. Let's see, who is this? Miss Siren. Thanks so much. Thank you. I really appreciate your comment. I truly appreciate that. Tara Dean, again, thanks so much. Thanks so much. I really appreciate it. Um, and thanks so much. I truly appreciate that. Again, you guys, I will be jumping off here, but I want to say thank you for all the many comments. T and Wildflower, thank you so much for moderating. Also, I truly, this is a very important job, you guys. I do have moderators like T and Wildflower, and who moderate and make sure that the chat stays safe. And I can say, you guys, believe it or not, even in the midst of looking for your son, I remember when I first got to Arizona, I had death threats. I had to go to the FBI, who, I'll be honest with you, they just took a report. That's about it. The Buckeye Police Department brushed it on the rug to this date, haven't even investigated, which FBI asked me to go ask them. But I even had death threats, you guys. I have people who had ransom. I mean, I just go through a lot, you guys. You can imagine what families go through just looking for their loved ones. I mean, just for a father looking for his one. Can you imagine that? Somebody want to do something to harm to you only because you're going to look for your son. That's the kind of things I had to overcome when it comes in terms of being out there in that desert. Thank you too for Esther for your support. Yes, thank you. I really appreciate that, and thank you for constantly being supportive to this my efforts and coming on the YouTube and sharing. Also, thank you. You was on the Facebook side, but thanks so much, Eva Queen. Thanks so much for being here as well. And you know what? Just like any other family too, I can't say the queen. All families deserve to come home, and I'm going to do everything I can to make sure I do my part to make that happen. So thank you so much for that sentiment for Daniel. I truly appreciate it, and I need him home as well. So thanks so much. Also, Tara Dean, thanks so much for your super chat as well. Yeah, and I know you guys inspired me too. I'll be honest with you. When I came on, from this love, you guys have supported me. I just asked you guys. I'm, you know, a lot of people wouldn't understand this. I come from a very proud, how I want to put it. I remember I could tell you some stories, and I'll have you out here all night. But I can tell you some stories where God has stepped in on the many times in life, and you get humbled by a lot of things, and so you get humbled by so much, and it was hard to even really know that I have to reach out and ask for help, right? And you guys, when I did, you guys showed that love. I mean, I almost couldn't keep myself together, you guys, because you know what? I was like, man, you know what? This is amazing how you can look in life, and sometimes with all the bad things going on and so much division, and this country's polar, all the polarization going on and everything that's happening. You'll find people like yourselves who actually hear. I mean, it's actually here. As a man, I can't even really express that in the words, but you guys are here, you guys, and a person cannot understand that and cannot see that. I don't get it, but it's amazing. This all just keep amazing me that just have people like yourself, Tara Dean, and everybody who's listening to my voice to support a person like you say. You just don't know personally, haven't met me in person, a lot of you, but yet you love anyway. And I really true that says a lot. A lot of things that really happen in this country that we just don't get enough attention towards on that too. So I really thank you again for your love support. Thank you, Tati, as well for being here. I really appreciate you, and also for moderating and keeping the chat safe again. And you know what I'm saying, you guys, my moderators. You know what I'm saying with things that can come up in the chats. That is not something that's family appropriate and things like that. So I truly appreciate your hard work of watching what's going on in the chats again. So thank you. Also, Eva, thank you so much again, Eva Queen. Thanks so much. I truly appreciate it for your super chat, your super sticker. Thanks so much. I really appreciate that. Really, really means a lot to me. God bless you so much for your love. Terry Dean again, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Um, and let's see. Yep, Tea and Wildflower again. Thanks so much. And you guys put a smile on my face. You guys put a whole lot of smiles on my face. I really appreciate you. Also, again, another super chat. Thank you so much, Misty Siren. Thanks so much. Can't say more than you said. What that? Thanks so much. I really appreciate you for even saying that, and thanks so much for the super chat and the love that you're pouring out. I truly appreciate it, Rob. Thank you so much again. They just want it to go away, and you know what? I can imagine that. One thing I was told about Uncle in the past, he dealt with a lot of things, and he said, a lot of times law enforcement agencies don't want it to be all about one person because they don't want to spend a whole lot of resources on one person because they have a certain budget as well. I get that they have certain budgets to get from their um, from the city manager. For instance, like Buckeye would get it from the city manager, and they would have to take resources to look for this one person. And sometimes I think is out of that. A lot of times they want to put on research. They hoping to go away so they can, just. I really believe, and I'll tell you guys. I say this to people all the time. When that vehicle showed up, think about this, you guys. That vehicle showed up on July the 19th of 2021, almost 30 days after Daniel went missing. They waited over 24 hours to tell me. Over 24 hours. The rancher told me, the rancher who found it told me, they told him, whatever you do, don't alert the family and don't alert media. And whatever they're doing out there desert for that whole over 24 hours, they came to me and they didn't bring me to the crime scene. They brought me to the police station. Didn't even let me in the building. They brought the paperwork. The detective, he threw the paperwork on top of the hood of his truck and showed me these two maps and one picture. And told me what he thought happened at the scene, right? And then he took me to another compound to look at his vehicle, where he threatened me and said if I didn't get it out there that day, they would have a total away and I had to pay storage fees, right? I banking on this, you guys. They was hoping I had towed it out of there, which I couldn't at the time. What I had them do is hold it for 3 days because that's Dane's vehicle. I didn't know who his creditors were. Certain things. I'm not from Arizona, and I was hoping that I had a little more time, and I had to beg a grown man to hold it for 3 days longer so I can find out a way to pull it out of there, right? And what I'm saying is, I really believe the Buckeye Police Department wanted me during that time to move on because one thing happened, and my investigator tell you at the time, they told him straight to his face that they weren't investigating that. That's why they gave them the black box data. They didn't even read anything. They weren't investigating. They're not investigating. Whatever. They even came on social media, which they that took the post off. It says we have no leads to follow, right? And also, they told me also that hey, no leads to follow as well. So I really believe they felt that they thought I was going to take Dane's vehicle out of there and I was going to get back to South Carolina and just leave and fall in Colorado. As many of you guys who are in the military would understand that part. They thought I would do that, but I have those principles. First of all, I'm a father. I love my son. It's not about the military, not about anything. It's about my love for my son. He's my son, and it's my responsibility as a father. And my goal was, to be honest with you guys, all I saw when I came to Arizona was that I was gonna be walking hand in hand with law enforcement to go find my son. It just didn't work out that way it was working out that way to me at the beginning until I found out the BS they was giving me. And that's when things started separating and splitting away, you guys. So again, you guys, I'm really glad that I was able to stay in there in the fight. And like I said, I would not have been in Arizona as long as I did to continue to fight to get the answer that we got, you guys. I would not have the answer I have in Daniel's case this far if you guys wasn't donating, you guys weren't supporting, you guys weren't coming out to the searches, you guys weren't coming out to my events to help uplift other missing person cases, the Day of Remembrance, the candlelight visuals, etc. You guys, if I hadn't had those things, if I would have gone, I would not have been able to do any of those things, you guys. So I'm telling you guys, I really appreciate it again from the bottom of my heart for those who missed at the beginning of this broadcast that my reason for coming on tonight is to really tell you guys from the bottom of my heart, from you guys see my face, thank you so much. And I really love each and every last one of you for your support and everything you have been doing. And I mean that. I don't know how to express it anymore. Like I said, I just want to say it with my voice, because I will be going on there and get to each one of you and try to, and thank you for your support. But I just want to say thank you so much, and I want you to see my face saying that. So thank you so much, you guys, for your love, support. Rona, thanks so much for being here as well. Yeah, you on the IG also watching. Oh, good. Okay, so I do have some of the Instagram on here as well. So thanks so much. I really appreciate that. But I do see you guys up here as well in front of me on the screen. Libby, thanks so much as well for being here. Love, hugs, and prayers for from Australia. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. I see you many times before, Libby. So thanks so much for constantly doing that. I don't know the time difference, but I know you jumped on, especially when I was doing the Q&As. You've been there as well. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Tara Dean, again, for you constantly being here on this YouTube channel and supporting. Let's see what I have here. Make sure I'm not missing anybody. Let's see. Unsupervised Mama, Maniacs. Okay, I have you there. Again, thanks so much. Thank you. Have a great night too. And thank you so much for mailing those protest letters in. So I really appreciate that. Those picket signs. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that, because I really need that. I really need that. You guys to continue to have those sent into those apartments. Also, let me see here. Let me see. Thanks so much, Dog Defender. Thanks so much for being here as well. I really appreciate you. Thanks so much. So much live to you. So much love to you. Awesome, Mods. Thanks so much. I really appreciate it, Dr. Defender. Thank you. God bless you for constantly supporting as well. Let's see. Oh, wow. Rob, thank you so much for your super chat as well. That's amazing. I truly appreciate you very much for that. Thank you for your love and the support, like I said. And I will stay strong. I will stay strong, you guys. I have to. There's no other way around this. I have to fight for my son. I have to fight for other missing person cases. I have to fight for what is right. It's a quote that I wish I had it up on me, because I said this before. I went to you guys know I've been running back and forth with the to some of those events from the DNC, and it's a quote from John Lewis. I wish I knew it verbatim. I'm not going to say it right now because I don't want to mess it up. But one thing is to the effects of if you see something that is not right and not just, you got to say something, you got to do something, right? And I have seen that in my son's case, and I also see it in many other families' cases. I have met a lot of people who have missing loved ones, and and it's the same thing. It's saying it's a lot in this country having some of the same problems, and if you don't see those things wrong, if you don't do something about it, then you're complicit to it. That's the way I look at it. You guys, you're part of the problem, and so I have to say something. So I have to make sure that I'm doing my part to make sure other families can be found. Uh, you know, um, I just really have to do what I have to do. Thanks so much. Also, you guys, Puff Muffin again. Trust in the Lord. I just kind of was reading that as I was talking. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not into your own understanding. In all of your ways, acknowledge Him, and He will direct our paths. And that is true. And I'm telling you, that's a good Proverbs, and I really appreciate that. That's one of great scriptures as well. So thank you so much for that, putting that up there, Puff Muffin. Yes, 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 He will. He will. And you have to have that trust in God, because that's what I do. Sometimes people say, "Man, how are you able to do certain things?" It's trusting God. It's walking by faith, not by sight. And one thing I tell people all the time: faith is an action word. You have to put, your actions to your faith. I could believe, for instance, I'm gonna get a job, but if I'm not out there looking for that job, it's not gonna just fall on your lap, right? So you have to go out there and look for the job in faith, that you will get it. All right. So and you got to put action. I have to go out here and look for Daniel in faith that I would find him, and I would do everything I can to make sure. And as I'm doing it, God's been put me in the right places at the right time. And sometimes people say, "Hey, why it take you so long to find your son?" God, if some things happen for a reason, I'm not saying there's a reason, guys, but sometimes you can kind of look at it a different way and say, you know what, hadn't I, found I wanted to find Danny the first day I came to Arizona. When law enforcement told me he's a grown man, he could disappear if he wants to, I understood that language. I'm not looking for your son. And I drove 2,000 miles to Arizona. I promise you, in my heart of hearts, I knew that on day one, basically, I was gonna find my son. I really believe that from the bottom of my heart, you guys. And had it happened, I'm sure you guys, of course, would not have heard of Daniel Robinson case. You would not heard of the efforts to find other loved ones. You not heard about the human remains that was recovered in my searches out there, bringing some closure for other families. Things happen for a reason. If I wasn't out there looking for Daniel, we would not been on the ground to find those other loved ones that's out there on that ground in the desert. Been there for a long time, a lot of them. And the fact that bringing some closure for those families. Think about that, you guys. Some things happen for a reason, a certain way, for a certain event, a certain length of time. But I will find Daniel. I will find him, and there's a time and place when it will happen. I know it will happen, and I'm gonna continue to go until I do. I'm sorry so much for much didn't add up in the beginning. I pray you find Daniel. Thanks so much, Esther. I truly appreciate your constant support as well, and I do. And I will find those answers. Tammy, thanks so much for being here. I live in Phoenix and pray you find out what happened to and find your son. For the life of me, I don't understand why they won't help you. Yeah, and help is the way you look at it. Law enforcement can say, yeah, we help, we did these searches, and they get together in little groups in different departments. Yeah, Buckeye did all the work. I even heard preachers out there in Arizona who claiming that Buckeye did such a great job because they showed them what they want them to see. I'm telling you something, guys. The difference of seeing things on paper versus things that happen on the ground. I have receipts. I told you guys I did before, and I'm releasing some things methodically for a reason. I'm doing it in the way I need to do it. But there's some things that's truly contradictory. I record myself all the time. I told law enforcement, look, I record everything. And I have things that would say contradicted to their own report. You got them saying, hey, we went out there and searched for Daniel on day one with this helicopter search. Then you got the other officer talking to me on the phone, looking through their computer, have no evidence of that. Well, I don't have no notes of this and that. When they say they're going to do this and that, that's the conversation I had. And those are things that you guys will eventually hear one day. But the thing is, like I said, it's one of those things that people can hear because we automatically would say, hey, if it's law enforcement, it got to be true. And if they put something on paper in black and white, it's got to be true. No, it's not true. And that's the reason why I'm saying, you guys, I would have to say that for you, Tammy, as well. When they say, they did not help, it depends on how you look at it. And I can't say they didn't totally help. Of course, if you guys, like I said, if I would have left Arizona, there wouldn't have been as many searches out there that law enforcement did. There wouldn't have been the follow up on some of the crazy part, some of the follow up on some of the leads that we gave them. When I say we, myself and my investigator gave them to follow up on, because we follow up on, they follow up. It's kind of ironic when you hear law enforcement tell you your own story. We went up to, for instance, Flagstaff. My investigator went up there to a Sprouts grocery store. And here it is, Detective Biff was telling me on the phone, telling my investigator's story. And I'm just listening to him. I was like, man, this man crazy. He telling my investigator's story, everything my investigator did when he went up to Sprouts to talk to so and so and so on, and then told Buckeye what he had done. And he telling me my investigator's story, and they got in their book. Oh, we went this and that, and then they report. But actually, it was my investigator that did that, right? So the point is, like I was saying, you guys, it's one thing you read a report and you see what's written in the report versus what actually happened. And those are ways I think law enforcement, not all law enforcement, but some law enforcement departments utilizes their reports and their credibility in a sense, in my opinion, deceive families. Because I really, to this day, guys, and this is honest truth, I'm gonna show you guys that I can tell you. I have a FOIA request. I went up in person, put a request in at the Phoenix Fire for the Phoenix Firebird helicopter, the fire and rescue, and record part to this date, and that's been in 2021. To this date, they have no record of that actually happened when they say they had a Phoenix Firebird helicopter flying, looking for my son almost 3 days after he was missing. No receipt. I think it's something they just told my family to make us feel good. Not to this date, they have not found anything. Have not got back with me on those answers. Every time I called, they said first they say they don't see no record of it. Then I guess they caught on. They say, "Oh, we just can't. We still looking. We still looking. We still looking." They're saying that for like I said, since 2021, still looking. So again, you guys. So again, we said if law enforcement haven't done anything, it depends on what you say they've done. What they have done is not enough. What they have done has not brought in answers to my son's case. All the answers again, you guys, you hear about the 11 additional miles for the snitch that came from my investigator. My investigator did not come from law enforcement. Those answers like that did not come. Things that we found, they have not found anything that would bring answers to what happened to my son. And they can, if they do the right thing, have those forensics done. Sheriff Skinner, called him out. Have those things. He coming up for re-election too, you guys. So you guys remember that as well. This election year, the election cycle, he just took over for Sheriff Pinzone, but he's coming up for re-election. So you guys in Arizona need to understand that, remember that, because if a guy can do that, ignore me. I sent him many requests to have a meeting with him. So far, it gone unanswered. You guys remember that, how they treat a person with a missing loved one who's been out there helping that county find other human remains, who is bringing some resources in that city, but yet do not respond to my request to have a sit down and meeting with them. Right. So again, I'm still waiting on that one. That one, but like I said, Buckeye Police Department reached out because of you guys keeps constantly sending those picket signs in there. They reaching out to me about this meeting, so I would have at the beginning of April. So again, you guys, like I said, just remember those things. I will be coming out there to Arizona pushing. I'm telling you guys, I'll be right in Skinner's face with those with some of you guys who listen to my voice when we go have those sit downs or there at the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office until they do the right thing, till they process Daniel's vehicle, till they process those clothing, those airbags, get the DNA off of that. Find out who was sitting in the passenger side on those airbags as well. Find out if that's D, like I said, Dan's clothes, where the transfer red paint came from that's on the side of that vehicle. There's nothing red in the desert. There ain't no red elephants running around there, no red, anything, giraffes or nothing out there in the desert red, right? So again, you guys, so a lot of that stuff, need to be done. So again, it's a lot could be done. It depends on what you say that law enforcement did. They can put on paper, say, yeah, we did a search here, and they can put a whole line, they can break it down, each officer telling their own individual story. They sitting beside each other, guys, and they write it separately so it could be long, long event. So y'all say, man, they did a whole lot of stuff in that case. No. So again, you guys, is the way you just look at it. Perception is everything. So they know that. Anytime with the public and put things in perception, it can be very deceiving. All right. Mrs. Melissa, thanks so much. Thanks so much for being here. Every missing person should be looked for by law enforcement like it's their family member. I truly can't imagine what you are going through. Prayers for results, and thank you so much for saying that too. What I'm doing, you guys will be hearing soon. I'm pushing pushing for different ways that missing persons can be found. Don't you guys know there's a lot of tools and resources that is available for family members when their loved one goes missing? And I really believe those tools and resources will find a missing loved person, every last one. Now, it wouldn't be some of them being found over 400 some thousand out of the 600, out of 600,000. It'll be all of them found. It's hard to say a person just go missing. People don't just go missing. So the thing is, I'm saying is, it's a lot of resources out there that's been hindered by certain regulations and this and that and blah blah blah. Trust me, I've been there. I've been talking to some of these affairs. I've been talking to the state representatives. I've been in a lot of meetings you guys don't even know about, and I've been learning a whole lot this whole entire time. And I've seen all the loopholes and all the things that's happening where that's hindering families from getting the answers they're looking for. And I'm getting those answers. I'm gonna fight for those answers. I say, you know what? I told those people like this: you can hide behind these policies and procedures, but I'm gonna come around you the other direction. I'm not going nowhere. I'm telling you guys, I'm not going nowhere, and they're gonna see me in different directions. So again, I just really need support, because when it happens, it's gonna break the doors open for many other families that's out there that's suffering right now as they hear my voice. It'll break the doors open for you too, and those who come in the future, because we do know every day is 3,200, 3,200 people go missing every day in this country, right? 2,300 people every day. So we have to fight for those families, you guys. Every day we're losing people in this country to becoming missing. Families crying and worried for their loved ones. Again, thanks so much. Again, Lily, thanks so much for your super chat as well from PA. I have family up that way, so thanks so much. I truly appreciate you for their love, and I mean everybody, you guys. Thanks so much. Like I told you guys, you put a lot of smiles to my face. I really wish I can tell you shake your hand, Lily, Francis, and tell you thank you so much. I truly appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. Let me see what else I have here. Libby, thanks so much for being here. And let's see, Sam, thanks so much for being here as well. Yeah, and there's always somebody. That's why, guys, if you can, don't forget about this flyer distribution, guys. Again, before I go, if you guys have any, desire to help with these flyers, there's two ways you can do it. You can go to pleasehelpfinddane.com. It's a form of donation, but you download the PDFs and you can print them out, or you can request them, like you see on here. Please help find Daniel at yahoo.com, and like I say, request and excuse me, and I'll send those flyers out to you. So again, you guys, that's two forms the ways you can help, get awareness of Daniel case. Because like you said, uh, somebody knows something. It just that matter sometimes. Let them know that I'm out here still looking for them. Let them know who Daniel is. The right person may see that and know somebody who do know, and they can give us some more leads that will lead us to more answers. So again, you guys, Mr. Robinson, can you go over the ballot information again? As always, praying for your family. I'm trying to think what you say. Which information? I guess you speaking of the flyers. I think if it's flyers, if you think about the flyers, I'm not sure, Sarah, what you mean. But if you're talking about the flyer distribution, you guys, again, please help findday.com. You can request those flyers or you can get on PDF. And also, if you're talking about the mail-in protest, Sarah, mail-in protest, please help find Daniel. And, definitely just all you do is go to please help find Daniel at yahoo.com. You can request the flyers and I'll send it to you. But I'm going to go ahead to the website again. So you can see, I think this is what you're speaking of. I hope I'm right. Um, but yeah, the PDFs, you guys, for those who want to do the mail-in protest, is right here on the front page. Again, you guys, these are the 5 here. But these are samples of where they look, and a lot of these you just stuff them in the envelope, you guys. And I know, like I said, it costs. So I appreciate those who are doing this. Um, Mail in the PDFs to the address below. Buckeye Police Department Chief Sanders, and as well as Maricopa County Sheriff Skinner, you guys. And like I say again, I need these picket signs going out there every week. I need thousands out there every week as possible. That will help us help, like I said, in this efforts to find my son, and also keep me going to the other things that I'm doing. Thank you, Karita. Thanks so much, Karita. Thanks so much for being here. I haven't seen your name in a while, but thanks so much. All the stuff you do in the background, those yard signs and etc. You already know what I'm talking about. Thank you for all your efforts and your work, your hard work you've been doing in Daniel's case, and I truly appreciate it. Like I said, you guys have a team in the background of people who does amazing things as well, and doing amazing things as well. So, you guys don't get to hear about them, but they're there, and I really appreciate them as well. So, Credo, you're one of them. Brahma, thanks so much. Brahma, I hope I'm saying that correct. I'm sorry, but have you ever asked a spiritual person about Daniel? If you're speaking of, I think of where I'm taking this, I hope I'm not wrong, as in like psychics or mediums, I think they call themselves. You know what, to be honest with you, I have never known there was so many psychics and mediums in the world. I just put that way until I got to Arizona. And I'm saying that I'm not saying it to be funny or anything. I'm just saying I didn't know of anything like that. I just know when I come from, I'm from South Carolina, and where my background is to stay away from things like that. I guess because we just don't understand things like that. For one thing, is more other part is some of the spiritualities that I believe in. However, I did run into a lot of people who said they're psychics or mediums. They came out to the searches, said they have something I can say about that. I had a few that came out. I think they came out from California, came out to the desert searches with on one of my searches, and they wanted to kind of set off to themselves. They had a certain area they wanted to look, and I can tell you now, um, my investigator went to go check on them because we definitely wanted to keep volunteers safe. I'll tell you guys, I don't care what anybody say out there. One of my main priorities, and you guys know who've been out there, I always have on safety briefings, is keeping volunteers safe. And we don't like rogue volunteers running through the desert. We need to know where everyone's at. So my investigator went to go check on these group of individuals, and that was really great. There was a group, and as he was going towards them, because they said they had this thing, they felt Daniel was in some area, and my investigator, as he was going towards them, that's when we found some human remains. That Buckeye said wasn't Daniel, of course, gratefully. However, it was fresh human remains. When I say fresh, it wasn't. It's horrible. I'd say it like this. It took me back. Took me back really hard, and I remember scrubbing that ground really hard, making sure we find every piece, because at the time before it was, said it wasn't Daniel. I want to make sure, but yeah, but it's ironically that these people's there, and and say they felt something in that area, and it turns out to be human remains of someone else. To this day, I don't know. Buckeye didn't say, but I can tell you a little background about that. That day when it happened, you guys see me do a video. I told my investigator, I was so shocked. I told him that, I just stood. You probably seen that video. I was standing next to him, and you can see the yellow tape behind us. By that time we were doing the video, Buckeye Police Department called it a crime scene. So, um, the volunteers left. I closed the searches down for the day, and my investigator left. Everybody left. I wasn't leaving because at that time I didn't know if it was Daniel or not. It was very devastating, guys. I'm telling you, it's one of the hardest things I've seen a lot when I've been in war, but of course, if it's your son, it's something different. And I remember that day, I stood there and I would not want to leave. And Detective Biffin said, you know what, and the Sergeant Hanneman was like, hey, look, we'll let you know. I said, I didn't want to leave. Make a long story. I ended up leaving because they roped everything off and letting everybody in. And it's about 40-minute drive from Buckeye to Phoenix. And I promise you guys, I haven't been on my ride for 5 minutes, or I could say about 5-10 minutes, if that. When the detective called me and told me it wasn't Daniel, right? So of course, the word got out that we found human remains. All the local reporters was calling me, and I just went out and told them, "Hey, look, they told me it wasn't Daniel. I'm grateful." And they just put it all over Phoenix. Oh, human remains found out there, and Mr. Robinson said it wasn't Daniel. I didn't say that. The Buckeye Police Department said, but then I'm gonna tell you what their explanation was when they told me that. I also asked them how they know it wasn't Daniel. Are they sure? Because it's only been a 10-minute ride. I ain't even made it to Phoenix. They say because it wasn't a black man's bones, right? And I'm like, well, how? And to be honest with you guys, this is the crazy part, because for me, I thought we was all humans, and I'm like, how can you determine what is a black man's bones and a white man's bones or whoever bones, and just in 10 minutes, so we had to go with that, so to this day, say that's one of the things that the Buckeye police do. Certain things, you guys, if I tell you so much, you guys, with that department, well, I don't trust them for one thing, and the way they facetious nature when it comes to talking to me, like if I'm some kind of unintelligent person. But the thing is, that's the explanation they gave me, and to this day, nobody, I don't know anybody who they said those remains belongs to. But the thing is, you guys, that's one of the things I kind of think. But a spiritual person, yeah, that remains was found because of those the people that was out there who said there was mediums in that area. They wasn't right there. They didn't find those remains, but they was a little further down that wash, looking, and the remains was like closer to the Sun Valley Parkway side of the wash. So again, that's one of the things I want to say when it comes to that. Brahma, I probably went a little far on that, but that's it. Let's see here. All right, Karita, thanks so much again. Question. So, yeah, you see, yeah, you guys got me on here for an hour. Okay. Question: will you be back in Arizona this year to search more? I have that question since the fall. I tried to go in the fall. The resources didn't work out for me, and some other things didn't work out for me to do it in the fall. Here it is. Of course, I'm not going to do it in the winter months. I did that before, and it's really, uh, I didn't know the desert get that cold, but it's really not a good time. And also, I lost the ability to get permission to cross that land. I did have a gentleman who's well, he's retiring out now, probably should be retired by now, but he's been like a eyes and ears for me while I was away from Arizona in that desert. And what he does is he do recons for me, and he'll give me updates about the development that's going on out there, and ways that I can get volunteers in that area and things like that. And it was no way possible. Creator, you've been out there. It was no possible with that development they going forward with, even though there's not enough groundwater that my sons would have been able to speak about. Um, that developer did not allow me. The Howard Hughes Corporation would not allow me to. They allowed me for the summer month, but they wouldn't allow me for the fall. So it was no way to get everybody around a different area unless you have like just the 4x4 vehicles, horses, or some type of thing like that to get in this area. You've been there, Karita, as well, going down the Hassayampa River, the Wagon Wash, and stuff like that. It'll be impossible to get everyday volunteers out there that we've been doing for 49 weeks. So, and being it's hard for me to be in South Carolina, not there to actually do the recon of the area myself. See, I know that pretty much that desert like the back of my hand, that area. But to find a different avenue to get volunteers there, and I'm not actually there to do it, I had to move it on to this year. So, like I said, going forward, I don't know what to expect. I don't know what to expect when I get there next month. So when I get there, of course, I'm gonna check and see, because it's one area that really would really ease my mind if we are able to eliminate that as well. And it's a small area. I don't need that many people, I believe, but definitely want to rule that out. That's part of that general area that I've been doing for those weeks. That's been based on the science, based on 11 additional miles to you name it, everything that we learned about Daniel's case. So um, and if I can get that done, yeah, that'd be very good. So we'll see, Karita, and you'll be one of the first ones to know. So thanks so much. Um, Tammy, thanks so much again. He deserves to be found. Thanks so much. I truly appreciate it. He does. And, again, you guys, make sure we're looking out for these other families as well. Rona Jane, nope, they didn't, and they still aren't. Thanks so much. And also Running Bear, thank you again for being here. I really appreciate you. I see, thank you so much. Hello to you. And let's see who else I got. Krita, again, thanks so much for being here, and thanks for supporting, and thanks for the hashtags. I have really appreciate that. And I forget about the hashtags. That's crazy part. The hashtags helps a lot, you guys. And let's see. Have you gone to Puff Muffin? Have you gone through the safety signs for people that may have been searching with you and could be suspects? Sorry, my brain is always tapping into ideas. And I'll be honest, when I was having those death threats just for searching for Daniel, I'd always had in my mind, you guys who been out there in the desert, Credo, a lot of you guys who on this live, who been out there desert, you guys know I always went out there armed. I'm a military guy. I'll be honest with you guys, I put away weapons for years. And when my son went missing, I didn't want to pick him up. My investigator, Arizona's an open carry state. You can walk around like a cowboy or something. And I just go out there to the desert. First of all, I definitely want to offend the volunteers, make them feel unease or anything. Little that I know, Arizona a little different territory. You got to assume everybody carrying there, but just my thoughts. And the fact that I had death threats during the time, my investigator, he was trying to find who was responsible at the time. And he encouraged me to carry. He loaned me one of his weapons at first, and then I had started carrying my own. Reluctantly, I had to do things like that, right, to go out there, because I knew that if somebody's threatening me the way I'm sure they were out there to the searches in my, looking at me, talking to me. A lot of times in cases when there's a missing person, and also if there's a crime involved, the persons are there in things like searches, and we know that they show up because they want to know what you know, or we're gonna find what they, certain little things like that. So they're there. So if somebody have an involvement and they know about the whereabouts of my son, I'm sure they're there. And that's the reason why you guys, I really push real hard for also excuse me, the information I have on the bottom of the screen. If you have any information, you guys, that bring answers, the person who knows something, the person that's there in my face in that desert, and you know something, you get some involvement or not. It's 2024. It's time to talk. It's time to open your heart, your minds, be a human being, and bring some closure to my son's case by calling this tip line that I set up here, you guys. I pay for it. This tip line. It's 24 hours, 7 days a week. Live operators take your call. Very courteous. Trust me, I call them and test them out myself. And very courteous. They'll take your call. You're allowed to be anonymous if you like. I would not know. Nobody would know who you are. And also, if you just don't want to talk to anybody at all, I have a setup where you can just text the word tip to the same number, and a form will come up. You still can remain anonymous if you like. So you have the option as well. So I have this for you guys, for that person or persons who know something and maybe reluctant to say something. It's your time. Time is your time. Sometimes we have to clear our conscience, our mind, and do the right thing. So again, that is the tip number right there. If you want to talk to me directly, there's avenues to do that as well. You can text me on the number you see on the bottom of the screen, 803-200-7994, or you can hit me up, please help find yahoo.com. And hey, look, it's all kind of avenues, or call the police department. And if you want to report anything, so of course, I definitely need that. My family need that. We need this answers. We need some closures. And hey, look, just do the right thing. That's all I can say. All right, Rob Dunham, thanks so much. I do care. Thank you for being involved since the first search. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you being there. Um, and thank you for being there for doing the searches. I really wish I recognize the name. So if I don't, I apologize. I know I recognize your face because, we talk. We're out there in that desert. We're like a family. You already know that. So thank you so much. And I have one last question, you guys. I'm going to jump off. What city was his apartment in? It's in Tempe, Arizona. That's Tempe, Arizona. That's right, neighboring city to Phoenix. And give you a little backdrop. Daniel wanted to be. It's a little college town, I like to call it. You guys, people around Daniel age as well, just college people. And Daniel at the time wanted to be, his sister is in Arizona too, and he just he wanted to be close to sister, but a little distance. But that's the sibling thing, a little bit, a little privacy, I guess. But yeah, he loved Tempe, and like I said, it's a little city that's right there, neighboring Phoenix. So thanks so much, Esther, and thank you guys, everybody, for the super chats. That's tonight. Thank you for everybody who joined in tonight. Thank you for love. Those who just joined in, and like I said at the beginning, thank you for all your love, all your support. Thank you for those donations that guys have been giving me from day one. Even this time when I came to you guys again for my next avenue that I'm doing, my next work, I need help with you guys, and I just ask. I asked, and you guys helped me, and I want to tell you from the bottom of my heart, you want to see my face and hear it out of my own voice. You guys, I love you for that, and I thank you so much, and God bless you and everybody you love. Thank you so much for this helping. I'm just helping a stranger, a person that you just see here on the screen, you haven't met in person, for instance, and I really appreciate you for doing this. So thank you, everybody. I hope you guys have a wonderful night. Again, I'm gonna say it. I know I keep saying it over and over again, but if you have any, I like to say, beef with your loved ones, or anything going on that just the dissatisfaction with your loved one, please don't let the sun go down a wrath, first of all. But if you have to, just a little bit, just tell a person you love them anyway. Look, I love you, but I just can't talk to you. I'm not gonna deal with you for a while, whatever the case would be. But at least they know that you love them. Hey, I love you. That's the reason why I'm not gonna talk to you for a little while, because I want to say something that I don't really mean. So again, whatever it takes, you guys, just be able to, because like I said before, I have to reduce. My son is reduced down to voicemails, old videos, just certain little things, and it's sad. Last time I was able to tell my son I love him was 2 days before he went missing, and that's hurtful to him, to me, to my his mother, his siblings, who as well have their moments when they last spoke to Daniel, and it's challenging. And one thing about a missing person, you guys that have missing loved ones, you can relate to this. Just not having answers is the worst thing. I just buried my best friend of 20 years. When I say I buried her, I was a pallbearer. And when I was out in Arizona, I had to come back to South Carolina, and he passed away suddenly. And I know where he's at, because I helped put him in the ground. But it's another thing when you don't know where a person at, you don't know what to think, what to feel, from one moment to the other. It's hard. It's very hard. Just being the days out there in that desert, and don't know any given moment you find your son in a certain way. It's devastating to have that in your thoughts. And then when time passed by over a month, a person can't survive in the desert a certain length of time. Those things come across as well. So again, you guys, like I said, just hold those who you love very tight. I was in, retiring from my days in Afghanistan, fighting for this country, retired, sitting back and trying to enjoy my retirement. And then I get that phone call, and then I was in the desert of Arizona, Sonoran Desert, fighting for my son to this date. So life turns on a dime, you guys. I didn't know that many people were going missing every day in this country. I didn't know the things I know now. So again, things happen for a reason, you guys. Things happen to us a lot of times, but we can make the best out of it. And I'm trying to do everything I can to make the best out of it. That's looking for my son as a father should. And again, to help other loved ones to find theirs as well, and do everything I can in my power to make sure that happens. But anyway, you guys have a good night. Thanks so much for love again. I'll talk to you guys soon.